Welcome to the PAMU Podcast, your go-to neoliberal getaway.
Welcome to the PAMU Podcast. Welcome to the PAMU Podcast.
Welcome to the PAMU Podcast.
Welcome to the PAMU Podcast.
Now, sit back and imagine you are in your designated cubicle, wasting your physical energy.
For the glory of the corporation.
For the glory of the corporation.
For the glory of the corporation. For the glory of the corporation. Take a 5-minute lunch break and enjoy.
Welcome to the PAMU Podcast.
Welcome back to the PAMU Podcast.
The fuck is wrong with you?
I'm Vladimir, and I'm joined today by Azim with his godhood sign. Please show it. Fuck yeah. And Charlie coming straight from the Pentagon. For your everyday CIA psyops. So here we are. How you guys feeling?
Yo, I'm feeling good, dude. You know, I've been in a cave this past coronavirus time, man. I've been reading Marcus Aurelius. I've been converting people to Islam. You know, I've been pursuing the ideals, man. I've been working out. I've been running. Yeah, dude. I'm at a whole different level, dog.
Fuck, man. That's good. That's good, dude.
Show your beads, man. Show your beads.
Shit, dude. See these anal beads right here? They're prayer beads.
Oh, shit, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, dude.
They're multifunctional.
Multifunctional, dog.
They held a meeting of some sort, right?
Yeah, dude. They do, man. These beads, there's 33 in each section. It comes out to 99 for the 99 names of Allah.
Wow. The more you know.
Yeah.
The more you know. What's so important about 99, man?
Yeah.
What's the significance of 99, man?
There's 99 names.
99 problems.
99 problems, the bitch ain't one.
Nice. Shit, dude. Well, Corona time, quarantine. Sorry for us not being there for quite some time. You know, things have changed. PAMU has changed. We're moving in a new, beautiful direction. We will be giving transition surgeries to Nazis for free, unlicensed, at the back of the Walmart on 7th Avenue around 4 a.m. Come alone.
Come alone.
Bring a lot of cash.
Yeah.
Bring a lot of cash out.
Come alone. Bring a lot of cash. No weapons. Nothing. Do not tell anybody where you're going. You take a day off from work. Yeah.
Take out a loan as well.
Yeah. So yeah, what's your guys' advice for how to deal with living in quarantine? How are you guys dealing with it?
Bro, I already said.
Yo, how about you? Working out and converting people to Islam. That's a pretty good way to deal with the quarantine, I think. How about you, Charlie?
What I do, 3 times a day, I dip my penis in honey and rub it on the walls of my room, just to make a little mark. I don't know.
Man. This is slowly turning into Compound, and I'm really not sure about the direction of this company anymore.
What has been 2 minutes?
Yo, what the fuck were we supposed to talk about? We're gonna talk about something, dude. Corona. Yo, Corona was created by the Russians. That's my theory, dog. And wow. I think it's because China was flexing too hard with that pipeline. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know.
That China refused to pay for. So China, so Russia, America were just like, yo, we gotta take these guys out. Yeah. They should not be named. Also hates Iran, so they also joined so that they could take out China and Iran together.
Yeah. Didn't Putin reject Xi Jinping's request to go to attend his 16-year-old's daughter birthday party. In January, I believe it was. And now look where we are. So
that's exactly what it was.
yeah. So, and there's many questions that need to be answered, and I think we have a straight edge hour to answer all of your questions. I wish we had actual questions. I wish we were live right now, dude. You know, so we could,
Imagine.
yeah, that'd be real fun.
We can ask. I'll go into PAMU. I'll ask to see if anyone wants any questions.
Yeah, fucking do it.
How do you feel about reality? As it is currently, dude, I feel like everything is like going down. Everything, like everyone is realizing that like nothing makes sense because like all the Western countries are basically acting like third world countries right now, and it's amazing. Fucking love it.
There's a real shift, man. I'm really feeling the shift towards the Sino-Rusky pact. You know what I'm saying? You know, it didn't work out.
The Sino-Rusky pact.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't work out during the Mao era, so, you know, there's always a second chance, you know, once a strategy, then a farce. You know, and since every day is 1st of April, April's Fools now, I think it's quite fitting that the Sino-Rusky pact is going to happen in 2020 instead of 1936.
Did you read Zizek's writings about coronavirus? He thinks that's the best thing that happened to communism, because all the governments in the world are coming together to solve this problem.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Zizek is a fascist. I don't trust him.
How can you what do you base that on?
He's a Unitarian fascist, dog. Like, all he talks about is, like, workers' rights, specifically white workers. Like, I've never seen a black man talk to Zizek. Have you seen it? I haven't.
He's married to a black woman.
I've not seen it. Are you talking about John McAfee?
No.
What are you talking? Yeah, you are talking about John McAfee, because, like, Zizek is married to
He's married to a Russian black lady.
Yo, for real?
Yeah.
She's Afro-Russian?
Yeah. She's actually black Jewish as well. That's the fascinating bit. He makes so many jokes about it in his podcast.
Wow. Is that how he still manages to publish books? After he gets banned in every single publication
He's part
out
of
there.
the syndicate.
Yeah, the syndicate.
Wait, what? Are you talking about his wife, like, right now?
Yeah. Oh no, she's looking it up.
I could have sworn. I was just like, no way. There's no way. I could have sworn. I'm looking at this like she's she's about as black as Zendaya, you know, like not black at all.
Shut it down.
Dude, I fucking hate like Hollywood, dog. Because they can never, for like a good role, they can never get like an actual dark-skinned person in any like lead that isn't something about like fucking civil rights or like something to do with Wakanda. They just can't do it. No, they had to get fucking Peter Parker with this basically white passing black chick, and it was really annoying to me. I wasn't about it. I'm like, yo, if you're gonna put a black chick on there, make her like actually black.
I forgot that Hollywood still exists. Like, do they matter anymore? Like, do people care?
They matter to me.
Do they?
Yeah,
I mean, I guess you are American.
About that representation, dog.
I want basically you're the epitome of your culture. They're like the highest order of culture of American cultural hegemony. Godhood. Yeah. Godhood. God is in the hood. So as in,
I saw Creed, by the way. That was a good movie.
What?
Which Creed? Creed.
No idea.
The continuation of the Rocky series, the boxing.
Is it like the one with the lady, or is it the one with the black guy?
One with the black dude, yeah. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah.
That was a good film.
Is it actual Michael Jordan?
No, it's Michael B. Jordan. The better Michael Jordan.
There's a big difference.
There's the actor and the basketball player. R.I.P. Kobe Bryant, by the way, while we're at it. We didn't talk about that.
I'm an American boy. I love b-ball. I come to this country. I know Kobe Bryant.
There's a lot of Slavic dudes in fucking basketball, dog.
Yeah, but they're mostly like Canadian, man.
Yeah, but no, listen, like literally the only people in basketball are like are black or they're like Eastern European. There's nothing in between.
The fuck are you
Lithuania's
on
pretty
about?
big on basketball, isn't
It's
it?
true.
I thought they were like all Chinese now.
No, that's in China. But not
Who would've
not
thought?
here.
Listen, Azim. How about you ask the crowd for questions? Do they have? Do they
Didn't
have
one
any?
of the mods
Fuck,
have
I
some
didn't
I'm
look
gonna
at it.
I'm gonna
just-
give my advice to how to deal with the quarantine. Here's my advice, okay? Serious, real talk, okay? Um, here's your fucking chance to be as creative as fuck. Just make your mind explode into tiny pieces until you forget who you are, man. Here's your perfect chance. Because this is the Zoomer 9/11, okay? This is our great awakening. Things are gonna change from now on. So you better be part of the trendsetters. Part of the before the curve. Okay,
And you know the way to do that is, right? Be creative in the way you exercise and work out.
And-
Eat proper, eat clean, no grains. Cut
And
that
convert
shit out.
people
Cut
to
that
Islam.
sugar out. Convert
What
people
about
to Islam. That's-
fasting? Is that still cool?
You can still fast, dog. Fasting's cool.
Yeah,
What
Still
about-
within
What
the
about
Islamic
fecal
unit.
transplant, guys? That's a big one. We should talk about that one.
I mean, you always need an enema in a quarantine. Like how else are you gonna survive? I'm just saying.
I just get myself one every day just to make sure.
Do you do yourself? Because
Yeah.
I do it myself, and it's not
It's
a
part
good
of
time.
my morning routine, man. After I meditate on my Marcus Aurelius and after my run, I get an enema going just to make sure that I can be clean before I start my day.
Right,
My-
but you see, my problem is that like before the quarantine, I had people giving me enemas, right? But now I am alone, right? I'm all alone. So I have no choice but to like use a mirror, and it's really uncomfortable.
Is the mirror on the floor or do you use it off the wall?
I have a room made out of mirrors. I call it the enema room.
Do you have cameras there? I feel like you could sell that content for good money.
Well,
For
I don't know if
personal
I
use
can.
only?
I don't know if I can disclose that unless you are subscribed to my OnlyFans. So yeah, Azim, any questions?
No, I just did the post.
Oh shit!
So I was going through the memes, dog. I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about. Yo, let's move on to a new subject. Do you guys think that the coronavirus is actually deadly? Because I have not seen anyone actually die from corona. I see the numbers. The numbers are coming up, but I have not seen evidence. Where's the
I
dead
know
body?
somebody who died from corona.
Do you actually know him?
Yeah. Basically, they were part of the cruise ship, the fucking Princess something cruise ship, and the guy he was like a 78-year-old guy, and he was in a coma after it as well because there was complications to his fucking health condition, and then he died.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry to hear. But other than that, coronavirus isn't real. It is like the Gulf War. It's only been televised. So
Yeah, I don't know if the Gulf War really happened either, dog. I don't know any veterans of the Gulf War or anything. Do you know anyone who actually suffered firsthand of the Gulf War?
I mean, I don't even play golf, man. I don't even know what Tiger Woods deal is, and why is Baudrillard suddenly talking about golf? I mean, I get it. You ran out of ideas, and suddenly you talk about sports, but come on, man.
He's also talking about middle class sports like golf as well. Just Wallace talked about tennis. He just copied and pasted him. Just changed the game to golf instead. What a loser!
Yeah, what a fucking loser. Was it Nietzsche who was talking about dodgeball?
Dog ball, you mean?
Dodgeball. Oh man, can you tell that we're
How do you feel about fucking?
losing our minds?
Yo, I was just listening to Hannah Arendt. Not
Oh,
listening, but I was just like,
You're
I was
listening.
showing one of my buddies Hannah Arendt. And my thing is, I never realized how much I hated the archetype of economic man, dog. Vlad, who are you as a person?
Can you
Me.
explain what to our audience what
Yeah,
the
that's
archetype of economic man is?
It's literally just like the your entire value as a human being is like whatever you do, like for work or whatever, like fucking how you produce money for the economy. You know what I'm saying?
Can you explain to our audience how you produce money?
I don't know how you produce money. I haven't actually seen money before. I've only seen like paper and I've seen digits on the internet, but no actual money has come into my being yet.
Well, not anymore either, right? Because like money is dirty, you know, and like it's used as to cross cocaine over the border.
Money is sinful in many ways.
Yeah.
But in some realities, you have to also accept the fact that every true leftist movement must pursue money and must pursue resources. So as a result, it is the duty of all left-wingers to grow from the middle class to the bourgeois class to generate enough income so that they can create the revolution of tomorrow. Because if
Absolutely.
you don't do that, then what are you really doing in life?
Because
You're being an inside.
Because we had like 80 years of people trying to change the system from the inside, and look where that got us, right? It's like worked out perfectly.
Exactly.
So Charlie, would you call yourself an economic man?
Yes. Who wouldn't? I want to sell my soul to the highest bidder just so I can get some money. If harvesting organs of strangers was legal, I'd be doing it right now.
It is legal in some parts of the world, dog.
Yeah. It is legal in my house.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's legal in my house if you buy me dinner.
What? All right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Yeah, yes, and...
What is that? Heard about Bolsonaro's genocide?
Let's talk about Bernie instead, guys. What do you think is the
okay.
chance of Bernie getting a burning sensation in his urethra?
Yo, dude, Bernie Sanders has always been trash, will always be trash. He's never done anything for no one. Every single bill that he personally has done was just name changes. He's never done anything significant.
Hello?
He's never helped no one. What?
Oh, I'm back. Yeah.
Did you not hear my giant rant against Bernie Sanders?
Could you repeat it, please?
Oh, come
Yeah, I
on.
missed it out. You're gonna have to repeat it, man.
Bernie Sanders is trash because he hasn't actually done anything. Every bill that he's done himself has just been a name change. I know people call him the Amendment King, but what does that really do? How has Bernie Sanders' personal policy...
I don't know what he has done, really. I mean, to be honest, like, he does seem like just part of the lineage of professional losers. Like, he seems to be part of the lineage of professional losers like fucking Jeremy Corbyn, because... I mean, people will say like that he's paving the way for more aggressive, leftists like AOC or something. But like,
I love AOC. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I do.
It's
AOC
not just a pretty
great.
package, you know that.
No, that's all I need, dog. That's all I need to vote for. I don't care about the government, dog. I don't care what goes on in the federal government. So long as I get to see more entertainment, I'm good. Dude, have you seen Ilhan Omar? I'm with it. She's been married, 6 times? I'm about to be the 7th.
Ilar, oh man.
Asim, could you tell our audience what's written on your bottle, by the way? The little...
Yeah,
sad...
dude, this is actually made by the water company. They are not a sponsor, unfortunately, but they're a pretty cool kind of local brand that actually filters and does clean water in public areas. They're low-key actually really cool. You should totally check them out. They're nice people. It's a small business as well.
Dude, you fill a plastic bag with some water, and put a lid on it,
Yeah.
and you call the water... Okay.
So yeah,
that's
guys,
the
fucking cabin fever really hit us. I think. I've
Didn't
been
hit me,
playing.
dog.
I've been playing Doom Eternal. I decided to instead of spending money on betting against the housing market, I'll just buy myself Doom Eternal and just get like the next best thing to 10 kilos of cocaine that you can get, and it's fucking great, man. It really, I do understand. I do understand the fascist aesthetic. I've been seeing the fascist rhetoric more and more recently in video games, right? Like obviously with Doom Eternal, you have the whole time is just you kill aliens and anything that looks ugly, you just run around and do that. But there's
they look foreign.
They look alien, yeah.
Do they look like they would cross the border?
In my opinion, they've crossed the border of our dimensions, something that should never happen, right? But
whoa, hold up. What do you mean? All right, it's their right. If we have enough resources, we should share.
Listen, guys, all I'm saying is, okay, that like here on Earth we have certain values that keep us together and have been keeping us together for a very long time. And when extra-dimensional aliens come and take our jobs and livelihoods from us, it's a call to action, I think.
I agree.
I'm glad.
I don't really know what you said, dog. I was looking at memes. You said it was a call to action. When aliens come and attack, we need to kill them.
So I've been seeing this fascist aesthetic more and more recently in video games, especially when it comes to defending your land against intruders. I would say Minecraft is very fascist.
Video games is fascist in general. I mean, it was created and run by neckbeards. It was also created and run by the Japanese, intrinsically fascist.
Yeah.
I mean, where did fascism come from, dog? Came from fucking Empire of the Sun.
From Japan, yeah. Because if you remember, right, when in the old games, when they used to export their video games to America, they would put like, the easy setting as the normal setting.
Yeah, because Americans are genetically inferior to Japanese, apparently.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think you have to look further than that. But also, like any game that involves you just bashing the hell out of anything that doesn't look like you should be canceled and put to court in the Geneva Convention. That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Hey, speaking of the Japanese and their video games, I have a quote by Yukio Mishima. Left wing or right, I'm pro-violence. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, all for that.
What kind of violence are we talking? Sexual violence or
both?
Well, I will not answer that without the presence of my legal attorney, which happens to be Charlie, actually. So I will answer that. Yes, sexual violence. Yes to that. Left or right, doesn't matter. What do you guys...
So long as it's consensual, I mean.
So what do you guys think the left should do now? Now that we're hitting a Great Depression.
There is no left.
Whoa, so brave, Azim.
There's no left. There's no left. It's gone. Everyone is right-wing and a reactionary. I don't care. I've never seen a left-winger exist. Everyone has stupid reactionary tendencies. Have you seen the Soviet Union? It's basically Nazi Germany. Have you seen the Nazis? They're basically the Soviet Union. There's no difference.
You know what I've never seen as well? I never saw Azim's legs as well. Are you in a wheelchair?
You like to see them?
Oh, she can move them. Okay.
Yeah.
At least one of them.
Fuck. Hey, the reason why I am left wing is because I only have my left leg. My right one is gone.
Where'd you lose it, man?
Wait, does Allah allow you to be left wing?
Yes, only in times of crisis. But we are not in those right now. We're actually in a blissful period of meditation under the cave.
Under the cave.
Yes. Not in the cave. Under the cave.
How do you transcend the cave?
How do you transcend the cave? See, Plato thought he could do it, but he failed. Socrates was also there. He failed too. So I don't know, dog. You're gonna have to figure that shit on your own.
Yeah.
Well, Jesus came back to life after like 3 days, but 3 days in like real time was actually like 6 years. So I don't know.
Is he like a dog or something? That's why the time difference.
Yeah, interdimensional beings, beings that are higher, the speed of reality goes by faster. So like dogs are of a higher level than we are.
Well, so the dogs are ahead of us. Their civilization is like light years ahead of ours. What if dogs have like spaceships and they like, have like these little patrolling guards on Earth that can attack them?
That brings an interesting question, right? It's like if humans don't believe in progress anymore, right? It's like why do you think it's better to be a human than a dog? A dog gets everything it wants, right? It just lives its life like being loved all the time. It's like why is being a human better in any way? Just like ontologically, right?
Because being a human is cool because we have to go through struggle. And with struggle brings everything. Now, if you're a lazy piece of shit and you deserve to die, then you deserve to die. I don't know what else to tell you.
Well,
that's a good argument, man. If you deserve to die,
you deserve
to die. You deserve to die.
I don't know what else to say.
Who said it? Whoever killed himself does it too late.
Oh yeah, Charon.
In
Emil Charon, man.
Who's Charon? Who's Charon?
The fucking.
It's like a version of the Quran.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
It's a Romanian Quran.
The Romanian Quran,
huh? So, guys, since we were so right on...
We have a question.
Oh, yeah, we do have a question. But before that, since we were so right on the post-public future, we were so correct on that, and we didn't think that it's going to be this early. I swear to God, I feel so much better when I'm at home, because every time I go out to the supermarket, it's the most, like, surreal fucking experience I ever had. Like, I feel like the air is super heavy while I have to keep my distance from everyone. And like the supermarket, there's like boxes drawn on the floor and you have to keep like 2 boxes away from the other person, and if you have to go past them, there's always this like awkward like little interaction. It's like, oh, are you gonna kill me? Is this what's going on? Like, fuck, how do you guys feel about our post-public future that is actually the present now?
I still want to go clubbing.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah. I do miss actually being outside.
I do too. It's really fucking annoying. All introverts are having a party because they're fucking pieces of shit. But I'm like suffering internally constantly.
You know what I miss most? Being able to see more than like the same 6 people every day. I miss that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. So anyway, we have a question. I think Trent asked us.
Who was phone?
Who was phone? Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna give him a like anyways.
So let's tackle this question, right? Who was phone? I think
as it was a phone actually. In this conversation,
phone, right? It's like, but if phones are like an extension of our physical self, right? So like, if all humans die and there's only phones remaining, are we really dead? Jaden Smith 2024 actually. 2020 is long past now. Or at least it feels like it, because it feels like we've been quarantined for like at least 100 years now.
Were you having a moment?
I'm having a good time. I'm fucking bored. Having a good time. I just thought everyone wanted to see the phones because we're talking about phones. I think phones are overrated. I think they're literally Black Mirror. Like, Black Mirror was right. They're toxic. They're evil. What we are doing right now with telecommunication needs to be destroyed. This plague would not happen. Yeah, that's why I have 2. That's why I also have a laptop. And more Black Mirrors all over the fucking place because I hate them. And I have to remember that I hate them every time.
Do you think it's a reflection of yourself? How much you hate yourself?
Yeah. Oh. You are looking into the Black Mirror. It is a reflection of the soulless, voidless life that you have. But when you go outside...
of you, though, right?
Yes, but look, when you go outside, Or when you look at my side, you realize what reality really is.
What is it?
It's godhood.
Reality. It's godhood.
It's God
is-
in the hood.
It's
Could you
godhood.
elaborate on the concept of godhood for us, for our
Oh,
audience?
shit.
Breaking through struggle. Achieve, like, internalizing the Kali Yuga within you and breaking past it, going through that. That is the way to godhood. And godhood is literally being in a state of eternal power and bliss. But not necessarily bliss because you know the terrors of the world. You're just strong enough to break past the terrors and force it onto other people and commit
Force it onto other people.
mass atrocities that they can't bend under your will. That is the way of the future.
That's not funny.
I'm gonna go with the Gnon interpretation because recently I've been really trying to expand
What's that?
the theory
Gnon?
of nature's God. You know how like everything.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, it's just like emergent complexity. How like just a million individuals like working together in tandem realizes a reality that is above that not anyone by themselves is responsible for, but it's like in our intersubjective experience. It's actually just how the market works. It's spontaneous, it's emergent, it's moving all the time. No one can control it, and I've been trying to expand it to on a religious level more than a theory, because I truly think that this kind of like a god without a head is like a very nice concept to me.
Isn't that just like you could just read Albert Camus and be fine?
Yeah,
I don't know. You don't need to fucking.
Moloch died today.
Yeah, a Moloch. Is that how you say?
Gnon. It's the same thing, right? It's basically that.
When I was thinking of Moloch, I was thinking of Moloch Ball from fucking Elder Scrolls. Is that the same thing?
Yeah, it's basically the same thing. It's the god of domination. Yeah.
Oh,
Let's talk more about the Elder Scrolls, because really
hold
get
on.
us.
We got some dude gave us the most vague and generic question.
Before you do that, Charlie, what's your god level?
I feel like everybody's gonna make a full circle, and they're gonna go back to just the good old-fashioned Jesus, man. You're like, there's already pages online for Christian entrepreneurs who need, religious support with financial support as well, helping develop Christian business worldwide. I think it's going to be the next big thing, guys. It's going to be the next Google, Christian entrepreneurs.
What a wholesome answer. Let's go to the next question. What is
He went for his shit.
Well, when he comes back.
Sorry, I was trying to find a book that was really fitting for this moment, but I can't find it.
So we have another question. What is the long-term future of geopolitics? Oh man, I can talk about this for hours.
Wait, I wanted to reply to Charlot's thing about Jesus economic man thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's pretty gay.
All right.
But respectable.
You want?
Next.
Respectable. What is the future? What is the future of geopolitics, basically? China, that's the future. Like, you can't deny it at this point. I think there's going to be. I think America is going to see the kind of same tendency as Britain is seeing, where the lack of competitive edge is going to turn them fucking stupid and self-serving, basically.
No, that makes zero sense. China is going to implode, and the Eurasians bloc is going to come into fruition. India will become more of a superpower as time goes on. So will Russia. But I do think the end of the West is nigh. Although I think the United States will still play a major part in that. I still think the United States is going to be the world superpower for a while. It's just not going to be as much of a superpower.
Yeah, right. For a while, I think it's going to focus more on soft power, because eventually, like, as its economy like goes in a downturn, like it's holding on, maintaining an enormous navy as it has, now is just going to be a real problem. And then China is going to take over the China Sea, Taiwan. China has already managed to get on the North Sea Council somehow, even though they're not even bordering the North Sea.
Yeah, they are. They have a bunch of harbors in the North Sea.
Do they?
Yeah. Well, they have a lot of shares in a lot of harbors in the North Sea.
Yeah, I think they had like a lot of
So
agreements with Russia.
They're technically, they're technically part of it. They
So,
fucking bought out a bunch of harbors in Greece. They bought out a bunch of places in the UK as well.
Right.
So,
Guys,
So,
you're
like,
missing the
technically-
point about Corona, though. Like, China's gonna lose its prominence because of Corona, because global supply chains are so fragile. So more and more production is gonna be domesticated, and
Yep.
like Europe's gonna get better ingrained and like better connected together. Did you notice nobody talks about Brexit anymore? You know, and
Oh,
like
what a fucking
No.
UK is
thank
now
you.
milking the EU to get some of the finance for health services and health.
Yeah, they're trying to extend the deal also for long, like to exit longer. Don't they?
Exactly.
Really?
And,
I mean,
and the thing
okay,
is-
here's it's really 50-50 with China, right? Because like everything seems to be like going to be convenient right now to China, but if you have to realize that China's entire existence is sustained on like constant growth, right? That's why it has like so many zombie corporations and companies, where it's just like empty office buildings where they just expect people to buy them, because of this like endless and like, growth. But like when you have something like this, like how can you fucking sustain anything? So it's like really 50-50. It's either they like completely embrace, the eastern side of Eurasia, or everyone just like goes more local and more national, I guess, which is gonna be weird.
But that's the problem. China is mostly an exporting country, so its economy, even though it's like recovering now after Corona, and production is picked up again at the end of March, it's
Right.
not gonna expand too much because
I
of
mean,
the
I
fact
don't
that
even
other
know.
countries.
I don't even know if they're recovering, right? Because like there is like a second outbreak coming.
Oh yeah,
Right.
well,
And-
We don't
according
know.
to their data, in late March production picked up again. So, but that's the thing. Like nobody in the West or like most of the world are like getting any of the goods from China anymore. So because everybody's just struggling with the coronavirus, and
Yeah.
the demand for most goods just decreased drastically. So
So I don't think China will be able like. It is. I mean, again, it's 50-50. It's like I don't know if they're gonna survive like this like I don't know half a year of like just like recession, even depression in some countries, right?
well, that's the thing. They can't stimulate their economy either by injecting more, governmental debt, because they did that before in 2008 and it didn't work out. Well, it did work out, but the government lending is now so big that you just can't do
Yeah,
anything else about it.
Yeah, that's the zombie companies again.
Yeah.
With the government lending. Well, anyway, because we can talk about this for fucking hours. Let's go to the next
Wait,
one.
I have a point. Hold up. I
Go
was
ahead.
just gonna
Dude,
say
move
that
on.
because
Move on quickly.
I was just gonna say that because fucking China is still, even though that they're like a very totalitarian and like centrally planned like economy or whatever that means, like
Just lost sponsors.
yeah, a lot of sponsors or whatever the fuck. Oh yeah, we did lose sponsors. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, just because they're like that, the big issue at the end of the day is that their economy is too reliant on the global economy. Even though they manufacture everything, they still export everything, and they're gonna have way too many goods, and they won't be able to like, they won't have enough money for people, to go around or whatever. So all
Yeah,
those
that's
ghost
why-
cities are really gonna be ghost cities, and their entire economy is gonna implode, and I'll celebrate. Free Xinjiang.
I mean, that's why they're like extending. They're like using this opportunity of like basically Trump's like isolationism to extend their soft power into like countries like Italy, right? Because like this is a perfect like opportunity to like fill in the gap.
They're already
like,
dropping supplies to America as well. So
I think it's a really good opportunity for them. So we'll see what happens. All right, next question.
You there?
Boy, I wonder what your stances are on basic issues. Skepticism, epistemic closure, free will, mind and body induction, God, moral and epistemic objectivity. I know it's a lot. Feel free to pick and choose. Well, we already answered the God
Yo,
part, right?
can we do skepticism? Skepticism?
Yeah, let's go skepticism.
Yo, dude, skeptics suck.
Should we move on?
Like, no, hold up. Have you seen the state of YouTube? Like, fucking skeptic YouTube, like, fucking, that was the gay, this is the dumbest shit,
I don't know
dog.
if
It is
that's what you
fun.
means, man.
I don't care what he means, I'm talking about anyways. Fucking Armored Skeptic was a dude. Wait, is he spelled, anyways, dude, that was ridiculous. All I know is fucking YouTube, dog, and that was ridiculous. Y'all are crazy. Skeptics, dude, if you call yourself a skeptic unironically, like, in real life, you know, like, just go shoot yourself, dog. Like, fuck you. I don't need you in my life.
All right, so I'll answer real quick, like, some of them. So epistemic closure, well, I don't really think that we can get it unless we have, like, basically just like a supercomputer the size of the universe or something. Free will, physically possible. Mind and body, body only. Moral and epistemic objectivity.
I agree. In body only, there is no fucking mind.
Moral and epistemic objectivity. Okay, so let's go with moral, right? It's like, what is, like, truly moral?
Everything that I say, so long as you are on the path of godhood, you will achieve higher morality. I feel like what morality is, though, at the end of the day. Excuse me for moving around. I feel like morality.
Start undressing as well. I feel like that would be a good addition to the podcast.
Like, the reality of morality is that okay, it's not objective. All right, unfortunately, I don't believe in objectivity on, like, anything. I'm a very subjective person.
Right.
So when I think of morality, your morality is dictated upon the ideal archetype that you are striving towards.
Right.
That archetype is, in a Jungian sense, your judge. That judge is going to dictate whether everything you do is right or wrong. And you should be able to feel within yourself if you are going in the right direction or the wrong direction. So if you feel as though that you want to be, like, a pro athlete or whatever, you should know that you have to get up and, like, work out and do all that. And also make the right industry connections and, this, that, and the other. And in order to get good industry connections or whatever, you also have to have really good interpersonal skills with other people, not only just focusing on your fitness, but all other aspects of life, right? So, yeah, that's what I believe. Was that good enough?
That's good.
That was amazing. That
was great. I have an interesting dichotomy when it comes to moral truths. I separate, like, an academic moral truth and, like, necessity, basically. So from an academic standpoint, I would say that, like, whatever collective action then brings about, like, a fruitful multiplicity of unique individuals, where they can, like, all thrive together, and, like, just, like, expand their horizons constantly. That's good, right? But out of necessity, which is kind of different from the academic moral truth, I would say that we either survive the heat death or escape the universe and escape entropy. That's a necessary moral truth, for me.
Wait, how is that a moral truth? I'm confused.
Because, like, that's a consequential is, like, necessary moral truth for me.
But
right? It's just like, that's just the goal.
It's not an objective moral truth, though, right?
Yep.
Because not everyone wants to escape the heat death. I, for one, welcome the heat death.
Right. It's not about that. It's about, like, it's about as a collective, right? If you think about it.
If I dictate the will of the collective.
Sorry, as you stop
I
talking to
do.
the back of your microphone.
I can do what I want, dog.
Let me have fun.
So
I can do whatever I want.
so like the way that I see it is that like if we truly are alone in the universe, it's almost like our duty to like preserve ourselves, because this is like how precious I personally see life. But like unless of course there's aliens and they are way more advanced, not only like technologically but like societally, let's say, too, then I am ready to submit myself to eternal torture for them.
But you're talking about like a general morality. What about like individuals constituting that general morality? Like, should you try to preserve yourself?
So maybe that's where the academic truth and the necessary truth like combines, right? It's like maybe if
a dialectic.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe if we have like a fruitful multiplicity of unique individuals, you know, doing their own thing, like expanding their horizons, all in a collective, maybe, you know, we will be able to survive somehow, or even leave the universe, or realize that submitting to our alien overlords is morally justified, or you know, you could just go completely different route of just having like an AI god like running everything until we yeah.
Sorry, dog. Yeah. I'm anti-AI.
Well,
anti-hentai?
I'm anti-hentai and anti-AI, dog. I'm not about that. That's some post-public shit we don't need. You know what's gonna happen when we develop those technologies, dog. You've read Dune. We're just gonna have a machine crusade. We need galactic jihad. Difference.
I don't remember machines being part of Dune though.
No, they're not in the thing, because if you look into the lore, it's because there was the machine crusade.
All right.
Yeah, because it was at one point human development. They had gotten up with the machines and everything, and then the machines were like, "Yo, let's run this shit," and then people were just like, "Nah," and so they destroyed them. Yeah.
Huh.
The humans or the machine? Sorry.
Yeah, we're the machines. We're the only good fucking machines. Yo, is there anything else we missed out? Moralist fib, mind body. Again, body is better. What is induction?
I think it's like, I think it's analytic cucks fucking lingo that no one should fucking care about. Sorry, Bart. But also fuck you. What the fuck is induction?
It's the opposite of deduction, where you assume that something is.
Oh, wow! I thought this was more complicated.
Wait, what was
it? So Charles, explain what induction is.
Induction is basically the opposite of deduction. Instead of like deriving facts from logic, you make assumptions from given facts, from premises. So the conclusion does not follow from the premise directly. Induction is like extrapolation. You have a couple data points and you just assume it's gonna go a specific way.
That's me. Yeah.
I like that, because I agree. I agree with like looking at philosophy as kind of like the art of like concept creation, and you know, you're
Delusion.
not. Yeah, so like with deduction, you're obviously very like isolated within like the internal logic of your like logical language.
Hegelian.
Right. Yeah, it is Hegelian. But like with induction, you know, it's like with assumptions and stuff like that. You can just like, it's like it doesn't matter if it's wrong or not. It's like as long as you bring like new things to the table, that's what's important, right?
Exactly.
No, my main issue is that we also don't know if we have the proper conclusions for anything.
Right. Yeah.
Like, especially now, we literally live in the fucking post-truth fake news era. We have no conclusions to draw anything off of. So I'm just like, you have to have good induction skills, I guess. Being able to see variables and how they operate, because that's how I live my life. I realize
it's going to be guesswork. That's the problem, right? The deduction kind of offers you stability that induction doesn't.
Yeah,
you know, like the reason people jerk off to math so much is because it's, you know, so analytic, you know, and like you can't do that with like, you know, philosophy most of the time.
Yeah, right. So basically, like deduction is like you're sticking to a certain truth, right? Well, induction is just like
I need to plug in my PC. I'll be back.
because like, do you know anyone, any Analytica who has fucking deduced what's going on right now? Because
analytics are all gay in a non-homosexual way.
Thanks, Asm.
Thanks, guys.
Fucking
So, because
No,
but like,
that's the thing.
I can
Sorry.
tell you like a few like people who have induced at least like parts of what's going on right now, right?
Nietzsche, Zizek?
I mean, Zizek, I would say Baudrillard, Lyotard, Deleuze.
Foucault?
'cause, like,
Foucault?
yeah, but I would say Foucault to some extent, but Foucault was more of a like 20th century guy, I think.
Yeah, but like all the
Nick
thing about
Land.
surveillance.
Nick Land, are you kidding me?
Land, yeah.
That's like
But, like,
perfect induction.
This is actually a good question. What do you think about the rise of surveillance in the wake of Corona? South Korea used so much data to try to stop the contagion and like the spread of the virus. Do you think it's
I think it's very it's disturbing because you know what happened to Hungary, right? It's like the fucking guy got like superpowers now.
Yeah.
I think this is like you don't need any better justification to put up a surveillance state. Not that we didn't have any surveillance state in the first place. We had like society of control where people are free to do whatever the fuck, but they're always like surveyed, even like in a subtle ways. But now it feels like we're going back to like a disciplinary society in a sense.
Oh, but that's the thing. Like Zizek was arguing that we're not, now that we're so aware of the oppressive mechanisms and the surveillance, we can actually try to change it, because like the government can no longer hide the fact that it's secretly collecting information about citizens. If it's going to become part of the public sphere, it's going to become people are going to want to regulate it now as well, and it's not something they can detract from.
I don't know. I never, it's easy to like say it like this, but like, when in the places where politics happen, usually politics have nothing to do with it. It's what I'm afraid of. So
imagine somebody can run for a political campaign arguing that, mass surveillance for the sake of the people, just like the China's social credit system and the shit like that. And you just make it try to make it a democratic system where you use it actually for good means, like healthcare, exclusively, for example.
Yeah, I guess I'm just not as optimistic. I maybe maybe there's gonna be like some small localities where that happens. But overall, I don't see surveillance going away anytime soon.
I know.
Yeah.
But it's part of the fun, isn't it?
It's part of the fun to induce a better world. Isn't that right, Charles?
Exactly.
Let's induce a better world right now.
Changing the question.
What's up, Asim? How you're in perfect part of the episode right now. How about all three of us do a nice induction ritual and imagine a better world, a better future? Just enough with all this like negative shit. Better future right now.
Wait, what negative shit? We weren't talking about anything negative.
I mean, I guess we're like used to it and normalized.
Well, what's negative about reality? I fucking love reality. Yo, dude, Rick James was a beautiful human being. Have you ever seen Rick James?
Rick James kidnapped women in his basement and then like fed them like coke, like fucking meth or something.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, it is one hell of a drug. Did
he actually do that? Or are you just trying to assassinate yet another black figure in our history?
No, I'm pretty sure Rick James
did that shit with R. Kelly. Did that shit with Michael Jackson. Did that shit
pretty sure Rick James.
Bill Cosby as well.
Rodney King.
Was he partying with Bill Cosby though?
You should look it up, man, because I'm pretty sure Rick James and his wife or something abducted like girls and fed them drugs.
Was it really abducting them, and was it really feeding them drugs, though?
Is there like some nuance? What kind of drugs? Is it okay if it was Adderall or roofies, or where's the threshold for you? As in, what's a good drug to force people to?
Well, I mean, let's say you get them a little bit high, consent to it, of course. Just say, hey, here's some weed. And then you kind of figure out what happens after that.
And then you offer stronger drugs? Is that what you're insinuating?
I mean, so long as if you are both fucked up during the situation, like let's say I'm also like doing cocaine and weed and LSD
and roofies
and roofies, like if I'm doing it to myself, I'm already like not conscious of where I'm at, right?
Okay, here we
So
go.
then if I get someone else to do it, is it really me or an altered state of me doing it?
Here's what happened. In 1991, James and his girlfriend Tanya Hijazi were accused of holding 24-year-old Frances Ali hostage for up to 6 days, tying her up, forcing her to perform sexual acts, and burning her legs and abdomen with the hot end of a crack cocaine pipe.
What the fuck?
During a week-long cocaine binge, James faced a maximum sentence of life in prison if convicted on all charges, which included assault with a deadly weapon, aggravated mayhem, torture, forcible oral copulation, false imprisonment, and kidnapping. In 1993, while out on bail for that incident, James, under the influence of cocaine, assaulted music executive Mary Sauger at the St. James Club and Hotel in West Hollywood. Sauger claims she met James and Hijazi for a business meeting, but said the two then kidnapped and beat her over a 20-hour period.
What the fuck? No way! Is that real?
Yeah, it's on Wikipedia, so it has to be real.
I had no idea. I feel terrible for listening to Rick James's music. Holy shit. I'm out here just like, Mary Jane, and then he's out here fucking straight up beating the shit out of women. What the fuck?
I like how we got distracted from imagining like a better future for ourselves with fucking Rick James's kidnapping like a 26-year-old with his fucking wife.
Fuck you, dog. I was chill. I was like thinking about, give it to me, baby. And then you're out here just like fucking, you fucking kidnap people and shit. Now I don't know how to feel anymore. First they did this to Justin Bieber. He had to say the N-word and shit and like abuse people. They did the Bill Cosby. Michael Jackson is the only safe one so far.
Yeah, the one who dangles babies only, right?
Yeah.
Well, we don't know. Children. We still don't know if that's true though. So he's still the safe one. That's what what I'm saying. He's still safe.
Yeah, but Kevin Spacey got acquitted, but nobody's kind of touching that good.
He got acquitted because all of his witnesses mysteriously died. So,
dude, that was insane. Like he did some Hillary Clinton shit. I was just like, yo, what the fuck? Yo, let's move on to a different topic. How do you feel about the state of humanity?
I hope that your experience with us was great. The post-public future is imminent. Should we end this with a prayer?
Thank you for calling PAMU Podcast. Press 1 to donate money. Press 2 to donate more money. Press 3 if you support Obama.
So, thanks for joining us, guys. I'm gonna leave you with the last question. And you better think about this very hard. We're gonna see you probably next week, hopefully, right, guys? Yeah. So we love you. Thanks for joining us. All right, last question by Erica. Why did my dad leave?